One day, a fellow said to me, "Nonso, you said that your God is love, yet he discriminates." "How do you mean?" I replied. "Did he not say that he loved Jacob and hated Esau?" He replied. So I said to him, "Oh well, I think you're missing something there. Let's look at the passage together." Romans 9:13 says, "Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated." First of all, the word hate as used here is not in the sense of dislike. In the original text, it refers to preference. It is the same word that Jesus used in Luke 14:26, saying, "If any man comes to me and does not hate mother, father, sisters, and even himself, such a person cannot be my disciple." Here, Jesus is not saying that to be his disciple, you must dislike yourself or your family members. Rather, he is simply saying that if you want to be a fruitful Christian, you must put his work above your earthly cares. That said, let's look at the implication. When you do a thorough study of Romans 9, from where that passage was taken, you will realize that Paul was talking about God's method of election. He was saying that God's choice of calling people is by his grace and not by their natural qualifications. Verse 11 confirms this. Romans 9:11 says, "For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth." So, Paul was saying that God does not choose people based on their works, but based on his goodness. In other words, he makes his gift available to everyone that believes in him, regardless of their natural status. Therefore, even though Esau was naturally more qualified to become the heir, the inheritance was given to Jacob, the younger one, instead. Why? Because unlike Esau, Jacob esteemed the inheritance. He had reverence for the gift of God, and it was given to him irrespective of his age or natural position. On the other hand, Esau despised God's gifts. Now, recall that the Old Testament was written in types and shadows. So, the incidents between Esau and Jacob was only a picture showing how the grace of God works. God's election is not by merit, but by his grace, so that no one can boast. So that no one can say that I was chosen because I qualified for it, either by age, religion, tribe, or personal abilities. Now, Esau in this scenario represents that which is gotten by fleshly strength, that is, natural qualifications, while Jacob represents that which is gotten by promise, that is, the grace of God. It is not referring to individuals, but a principle. So, God is saying that his choice of calling is by grace and not by works. That is why the preceding verse says, "It is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy." Romans 9:16. God's gifts are unmerited. He gives liberally to everyone that believes. Hello friends, I trust that this message has blessed you. Would you like to keep learning powerful truths like this in a simple way? I want to invite you to join my online community on WhatsApp, where I share weekly teachings, answer your questions, and help you grow in grace. You will learn how to rightly divide the word and walk in your full authority in Christ Jesus. Click the link below this video to join the group now before it's filled up.